everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the Caprine Cottage Knitting Podcast. My name is Anne. I am coming to you from my kitchen in the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. And today I think I'd like to talk a little bit about some finished objects, some works in progress, and then kind of my knitting plans for 2024. I know it's April, but here we are. So I live here in upstate New York with my partner. We have a small vegetable farm and a whole slew of pets. So you may hear them running around the house. Hopefully it's middle of the day. Hopefully everybody is sleeping. But I hope you'll join me, have a cup of tea. I have some chamomile. Maybe you're working on a knitting project. I'd love to hear about your project. And I guess let's just jump right into it. So I think first I'm going to start with some finished objects. And my first one is this pair of socks. This is the Magic Toadstool socks by Charlotte Stone Knits. Here they are. And I used a sock set from Little Lionhead Knits. This was the Vintage Autumn sock set, I think that's what it was called. So this pattern has been on my dream knitting list for a really long time. I feel like it was a really great pattern, easy to follow, all that. One thing I did do, which is like an issue with color work knitting, as you can see, like the mushrooms on this sock are a little bit smaller. This sock is very tight. I can barely get it over my heel, and I was too lazy maybe to rip back and start again. So then I knit this one with a looser tension and it fits much better, but they aren't exactly matching. But I think only that will bother me and no one else will notice. So that's that. And then, so my other FOs are going to be some spinning items. And so I hope you guys want to hear about spinning too. That's like a huge passion of mine. I would say I love spinning more even than knitting, but I sprained my ankle last August and have been kind of unable to spin until recently. But I did finish, this is kind of a large project. These are each 4-ounce skeins. Hold on. So each of these is 4 ounces. In 3 colors, and this is Navajo churro wool. It's from a farm. I actually don't know the name of her farm, but a friend of mine raises Navajo churro sheep here locally, and so I have one of each color that she made, and I intend to make like maybe some kind of weaving with this. Navajo churro, they're a heritage breed, but the wool is like, I would say more rustic. I kind of don't think any wool is scratchy. Like I know a lot of people are very sensitive to wool and I don't have that. So I can be a very bad judge of how scratchy things are. But I would say that Navajo churro wool is known for being maybe not as soft because they are a very old breed of sheep. Yeah, so my last finished object is just this little tiny mini skein. I don't know. You can kind of see how it has like, it's fuzzy, it has a little halo. So this is the most precious, special little skein of yarn. So I have 7 dairy goats. We don't really milk them. They're kind of more like pets. But one of them, Bridget, she was born here. She's about 3 years old, and she produces beautiful cashmere. It's very short staple length, but it's incredibly soft, and she's pure white, like snow white. So it's the most beautiful fiber, and it's spring. So I brushed her, and then I blended that cashmere with some wool from one of my partner's sister's sheep and made this beautiful, precious little skein, and it is so soft. Oh my gosh. It's just the softest thing. I don't know what I'm going to make with it because it's just so special. So yeah, I love it. And so I think that's everything I have for finished objects right now. I'm kind of like in the middle part of finishing a lot of things. So yeah, I guess we'll just move to that section next. I have 3 whips right now. I guess I will start with this one. So I recently made these little project bags. I am a patron of Addie Best, and so you get a patch every month, and so I have like this collection of patches that I'm like, they're too special to use. So I made 2 project bags. There's this one that has a teapot, and this one that has a squirrel, and then I don't know if you can see, but this fabric here is acorns. So I thought that was super cute. This is my first quilting attempt. I made like 1 test square before I made these, and I'm pretty happy with they turned out. They're not perfect. I think they're cute. Anyway, on to the knitting project. So this is my first whip. It is the lower low pullover, I don't know if it's sweater, from Mary Jane Mucklestone, and it's from this book, Fair Isle Weekend, which I actually was so incredibly lucky to see her at Rhinebeck in 2021 and get this signed and meet her and go to her talk. So it's very special to me. And I think this is going to be the 3rd pattern I've made from this book, maybe. I think the 3rd one. So here's what it looks like. Obviously it's on the needle, so it's kind of bunched up. What's happening there? So it's a bottom-up construction sweater, fingering weight. I am using Jamiesons Spindrift, and I bought this in Shetland. I went to Scotland and Shetland last August, which was just lovely. So this is super special to me, getting to use this yarn because I got to choose it in the Jamieson shop in Lerwick. Yeah, so I've actually kind of had this on pause a little bit, but I have split. It's bottom up, so I've split for the arms. It's like really hard to show, and it looks really large, but I swear it's not that big. It's like kind of an oversized crop, but I split for the arms, and I'm just working my way up. I changed the colors a little bit. This is very similar to her color palette, but I did choose, I think it's a slightly different red and a slightly different blue. But I just think this is the sweetest pattern. I love the, like, it's a seed stitch hem and collar and maybe cuffs. I don't know if the cuffs are seed stitch or not. But it's super beautiful. I'm excited. It is kind of a slog. I mean, I love to knit with fingering weight. I love to knit with Shetland fingering weight specifically, but for a larger scale project like this, it just feels like sometimes when you're in the stockinette section that it just takes so incredibly long. But yes, so that's my first one. My next whip is this squirrel bag. And it is the Tang Fair Isle sock by the designer Jeanette Budge. That is from, this is Shetland Wool Adventures, edition 4, volume 4, which I feel like I'm so like happy I found these. I feel like that's what really, like, I've always been very interested in Shetland. My sister-in-law has Shetland sheep, like American Shetland sheep, but I got the first issue of that. It must have been it had to have been 2021 because it couldn't have been 2020, but the Central New York Fiber Festival, I bought the first volume of that, and it really just drove me to really push myself to want to learn stranded colorwork knitting. And then eventually I was so lucky and blessed that my mom and I decided to go there, so that was great. But so the next project, yeah, it's just a little sock. So can you see it? And it's super cute. I also, this is, I can't remember, I could look in the book, but I'm knitting this in J&S 2-ply fingering weight, 2-ply jumper weight, whatever it's called. But I want to say the sample was made in a different Shetland fingering weight. I can't remember which one it is. But so I kind of picked my own colors, and I think they're pretty good. They're very close to what the picture looks like, but my darkest blue is maybe a little bit dark. Like I'm very new to choosing my own color palette for color work knitting, and I feel like sometimes I hit and sometimes I miss. I know you can do the like take a black and white picture thing to see, but I clearly didn't do that. And I do sometimes feel like when you put the balls together, it looks different than once you've knit it up. So, but the black is natural Shetland black, so it's just the color of the sheep, which I love natural colored yarn. But one thing that's super cool about this pattern is that I've now moved on to the heel flap just a little bit. But it's very cool because it's a no nylon sock. It's only the Shetland wool, and so it's knit using, how do I explain it? The same, like, it's stranded, but the same color for, I think, the heel and the foot. So that's been kind of an adventure because you have to keep track of like which one is strand 1 and which one is strand 2. I just put like a little like clippy stitch marker on, this is ball 2, so I always remember like this is the second one. But I'm excited to kind of see how that goes. Like I just started the 2 strand same color section, and it's new to me. It's nothing I've ever done. And it seems pretty cool. Like it seems like it's gonna be like extra like cozy, which I love a cozy sock. So yeah, that's project number 2, whip number 2. And then whip number 3 is in this tote bag because it has become a bit unmanageable. It's getting humongous. Yeah, so this is the Wildwood Shawl by Melody Hoffman, or Bee Mandarins. Let's see, and I'm knitting this in Plötulopi, which I'm developing a new love affair for. Wow, this looks really bunchy. But so I have finished this is like not going to look nice on the camera the way it is. I have it on a cord because these stitches are like, they're live stitches, but they're on hold. And then I'm knitting around the edge here. I've just started the final tree. No, trying to look to see what you can see. I don't know if you can really tell what's going on here. It's a little chaotic, but yeah, so something I'll talk about as we move on is a different Plötulopi project, and I have only used unspun yarn one time, and it was a very long time ago, like easily 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. And my dad is a fly fisherman, fly tyer, and so we kind of share this love of fiber and fiber arts, though for very different reasons. But he is a huge fan of Icelandic wool, and when I was like an older teenager, he did give me some balls or skeins or plates, whatever you want to call it, of Icelandic yarn, and I know one of them was unspun, and I remember I made something like leg warmers out of it, and then they're long gone. It was many, many years ago. But other than that, I've never really worked with unspun yarn, and I am loving it so much. Like, I just think this is so beautiful. Oh yeah, this color, this is the frost grass color. I don't know the number, but I chose this color. So, there's 2 pseudo new yarn shops about 30-40 minutes away from me, so they're very close. They're at the county hub of like my county where I live, and I obviously wanted to go there and check it out. So I went for my birthday in February, and one shop is selling Plötulopi, and so I knew I wanted to make this shawl in green. I've just been really craving a new super cozy shawl. We do a farmer's market every weekend, and it is down by the water, and it can be really chilly. So I wanted like a super big shawl, and so I knew I was going to make this, and I knew I wanted it to be green because it's like kind of like a forest. And so this was the green that he had in stock. If you're local, I don't know if anybody who sees this will be local, but the shop is called Gorgeous Fiber Arts, and the other one, which I'll talk about later, is called, I think, Redbird Fiber Arts, maybe? Redbird, I don't know, Redbird something yarn shop. I can link them below. But anyway, yeah, so I just sort of chose this because it was the green he had in stock, and I actually ended up ordering more yarn through him because he can order from Barocco, but I wanted instant gratification, so I also bought, this was the green he had in stock, so I bought it. And I actually am loving it. Like, at first I thought it was kind of maybe a little boring, like it's not super green, but when, I don't know, it's a little bit dark in here, but when the light hits this color, it is so gorgeous. Like, it has so many, it's like so multi-dimensional. Okay, anyway, I'm sort of rambling about this project. But yeah, I'm just like loving knitting it. It is knit in the, it's kind of like a traditional Shetland half-half. So that's cool. I'll talk about it more, but like, so one thing I would like to knit is eventually 1 or 2 Shetland halves. And so I feel like this is a good intro to that kind of like technique. And also, you know, it's in a much chunkier yarn, a chunkier gauge. So it's a lot faster for a little kind of like learn how to do this technique. I feel like this pattern is super like good and easy for a beginner. I mean, I've been knitting for a long time, but I feel like this has like a lot of different techniques in it. It has like cabling, it has picking up stitches. I haven't gotten to the bind off, but I think it's an I-cord bind off. So I feel like it would be a really good project for like someone who's just starting out to kind of like try a lot of different techniques. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching. Like this video, subscribe, all that stuff. Feels really weird to say that. Yeah, and I appreciate you joining me. Yeah, I think that's it. Also, yeah, if there's like any kind of videos that you might be interested in seeing from me, like even other stuff, like if you want to see some more stuff from around the farm or more spinning content. I would like to eventually introduce some weaving stuff. I have not been weaving since I sprained my ankle. But yeah, please let me know. Thank you again. Bye.